A man can run from his shadow. He can fight it. He can even try to destroy it. But the only way to be free is to become whole. The fire from the struck Iroko tree crackled violently. Smoke twisted into the night sky. The villagers stood frozen in fear. Two Tades faced each other in the square. One trembling, bound, human. The other calm, free, eyes darker than the night itself. The shadow version tilted its head slightly. "You look tired," it said softly. The bound Tade stared at it. "What are you?" he whispered. The shadow smiled faintly. "I am what you buried. Your envy. Your pride. Your quiet hatred of those who prospered while you suffered." The villagers shifted uneasily. The shadow continued. "You invited me out when you chose wealth over wholeness." Tade's breathing grew shallow. For the first time, he stopped denying it. The elder stepped forward slowly. His voice trembled, but it was firm. "When a man separates from his shadow," he said, "he separates from balance." He looked directly at Tade. "You did not just lose protection. You lost restraint." The shadow chuckled softly. "Restraint is weakness." The elder shook his head. "No. Restraint is humanity." The wind began to rise. The firelight flickered violently. Tade closed his eyes. He remembered the jealousy he felt when other farmers succeeded. The silent bitterness. The whispered curses under his breath. He had fed the darkness long before the stranger arrived. The stranger had only given it freedom. The ropes binding Tade suddenly fell loose. No one had touched them. The shadow spread its arms. "Come," it said. "We can rule this village together." Tade stood slowly. He looked at the villagers, terrified, uncertain, wounded by his choices. Then he looked at the shadow. "If I join you," he asked quietly, "what becomes of them?" The shadow shrugged. "They will fear you. And fear is power." Tade felt something shift inside him. Power. That was what he had wanted. Respect. Control. But standing in that square, watching children hide behind their mothers, he saw what he had become. A man who traded his soul for admiration. "No," he said firmly. The shadow's smile faded. "You cannot defeat me." "I know," Tade replied softly. The wind grew stronger. Clouds swirled above. Tade stepped forward. Not in anger. Not in fear. But in acceptance. "You are right," he said. "You are part of me." The shadow narrowed its eyes. "I cannot destroy you," Tade continued. "And I cannot outrun you." He spread his arms slowly. "So I will carry you." For the first time, the shadow hesitated. "What are you doing?" it asked. Tade turned to the burning Iroko tree. Flames climbed high, bright and merciless. "Balance requires payment," he whispered. Before anyone could stop him, Tade ran toward the fire. Gas erupted. The shadow screamed, "You will destroy us both." Tade did not stop. He grabbed a burning branch. The fire scorched his hands. He turned to face the shadow one final time. "If you are my darkness," he said through tears, "then we return to dust together." The shadow lunged toward him. But Tade drove the burning branch into his own chest. The scream that followed was not entirely human. The shadow wrapped around him violently, trying to pull away. But it could not detach. Because Tade was no longer rejecting it. He was accepting it. And carrying it into destruction. The flames engulfed him. The villagers watched in horror and awe as the shadow twisted and shrieked within the fire. Then, silence. The fire collapsed inward. The wind stopped. Ash drifted gently onto the square. And where Tade once stood, There was nothing. Nobody. No shadow. Only stillness. The sky rumbled softly. Then rain began to fall. Not only on one farm, but across the entire village. The cracked earth drank deeply. Children lifted their faces toward the sky. Women wept quietly. The elder knelt in the mud. He chose to be whole, he whispered. And the village understood. Wealth taken for oneself brings imbalance. Sacrifice restores it. Weeks passed. Zamburu flourished again. But sometimes, at sunset, when the light stretches long across the fields, villagers say they see something faint near the old Iroko tree. Not a full shadow. Not a man. Just an outline. Standing upright. Still. Watching. Not with hunger. Not with anger. But with peace. And when the sun finally sets, it disappears. As if balance has finally been restored.